What is up, champs? Champion Trucker coming back at you with a new video, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at dating within the trucking industry. Is it good? Is it bad? What's the standards? We'll go through it all. Thankfully, we have Trucking with Tonna, which is somebody that I follow, and she follows me back on TikTok. I'm proud of that. But that her information will be down below. She does run a dating channel, and one of her videos really caught my eye and many others within the trucking industry. Definitely gonna have to be commenting on that, but with that being said, I want to give out a shout out to CDL Keiko, cdl.kco. That is my cousin. He's getting his CDL. He's going to be moving up. He wants to drive the 18 wheelers, and I'm proud of him for it. So go ahead and subscribe to him. While this video is still up, don't close it, but go subscribe, watch his videos after this video. Second person I want to shout out is JT Traveler. He is my brother. He's been on his grind. He's been doing fantastic on his channel. It's going to be down in the description below. He does bike riding and camper reviews. The comment of this video that I want to throw up, oh, that's my Instagram, so go ahead and follow me at Papa Hotch. I know it's not Champion Trucker, but it's just something where I could bring both my audience into one place, so follow me there at Papa Hotch on Instagram if you have any kind of like content that you want me to react to or talk about. And then the comment of the video that I really wanted to talk about was trucking is an opportunity. Shout out to you, Matthew. Thank you for commenting on my last video. Trucking is an opportunity. Personally, I don't recommend it as a career, but as a stepping stone instead. I would tell somebody to drive OTR or regional or semi-local for 1 or 2 years, save 60K-ish, and pretty much ride the wave. So I want to say a huge shout out to Matthew. Thank you so much for your comment. If you guys leave a very good, interesting comment, you'll get a shout out. With that all in the way, let's go ahead and run that intro. So this is the TikTok that I saw in question, and let's run it. Oh, before I do, 24-year-old Atlanta OTR trucker says in order to date her, a man must think bigger than being a company driver. So all you company drivers, you better be thinking bigger.
If they don't drive trucks, I said I would never date a truck driver, but that seemed like the only thing that kind of fit right now.
So yes, so that's one of the questions. So would you date a truck driver? And you're saying yes, you would date a truck driver because it seems like the truck drivers would relate to your lifestyle and what you go through, basically.
Yes, I'll say that. And I basically, if I date a truck driver, he gotta think bigger than just working for a company though. Cause like I'm used to like having my own business and stuff like that. So this is kind of new for me. Like this is a humbling experience for me. Just working a job. But I know eventually I want to own a truck. I want to, certain things. But he just gotta be ambitious and like gotta kind of know how to grind and be bigger than just a company driver.
Right. So would you want him to be an owner operator, or maybe have his own trucking company? Or
yes, preferably, because I feel like just the flexibility of being gone, just working as hard as you want to, picking up as many loads as you want to. I think that's where I'm aiming for and kind of who I'm aiming for.
Oh, okay.
So with that being said, I'm gonna give you guys my my thoughts on that video. But I typed in how many owner operators fail, and it didn't even say like, oh, trucking or anything like that. No, it didn't have to be trucking. It just owner operators, because everybody knows what that means. Starting a new trucking company or becoming an owner operator involves countless considerations, from business and profit management. I cannot read. I'm illiterate. I can't say my alphabet. To DOT compliance. Unfortunately, 90% of new small trucking companies are unable to succeed due to common mistakes made by inexperienced business owners. So 90% fail. At least they tried. They tried. But if you're looking to date, even the mentality of you still got to be the top dog is required within the dating. You can't be a company driver. Now, you have to understand, this can go both male and female. They could both think the same way. But what I've seen within this trucking industry, at least in the dating sphere, is that you still have to make the top dollar. Even though we have the same job, you still have to make more than me, which I think is honestly completely ridiculous. I hate to say, you can have your standards. That's great. I can completely, hey, I respect your standards. I'm not going to be that guy that you're looking for. And that's fine. But honestly, I'm not even on the market. But I'm just saying, the reason why I think that having this aspiration of being an owner operator down the road is always in the mentality of a new truck driver. They haven't put in enough years to understand that this ain't a game. And a lot of people are not business owners. They don't know how to do it. They don't even know how to operate an Excel spreadsheet. Like, my dad literally was like, do you know how to operate it? I was like, yeah, the basics. But if I had to do equations and mathematics in order to compute how much profit that I made at the end of it, no. I would literally have my dad, as soon as he retires, I'm like, hey, Dad, you want to work for me? If I wanted to be an owner operator, because he would handle the books. That's what he knows. So it is not a field that's taken lightly. Buying a truck is step one. You have to get DOT regulations up to par of your truck. Let's just say you got a new truck. Don't think that everything on that new truck is just up to DOT. It might have some complications. You might actually have maintenance. It might be under warranty, but you might have some maintenance costs. So owner operator is this word, these two words that are taken so lightly. Like, oh, I want to be, I want to lease a truck, or I want to be a lease operator. There are people that succeed and don't succeed. The people that I know who have succeeded within being an owner operator, or also, they are lease operators, are the people that spent the time being a company driver for 5+ years, and they use the assets that they grew within the trucking industry. You gotta be smart. I'm almost 3 years in about 3 months. And the money I made, I barely have anything to show for it. Maybe in small amounts of assets, like I consider my computer an asset because I can actually create content, put it out on the internet. But what I've seen from the smart truck drivers is that they diversified their income into real estate, into stocks, into now currently cryptocurrency. They didn't go and buy a truck. They actually use their trucking money to fuel assets that are less risky than actually owning a truck itself. Now, the smart thing, oh my goodness, should I say this? This is the smartest thing that you could do. Create assets outside of trucking with what pays you to do your job. Create assets. It's not easy. Nobody said this stuff was easy. But use the money that you have from your external assets to buy a truck. You have little liability right there. The assets literally gave you the money to buy a truck. Your assets that you created, let's just say you have a rental property, you have stocks, you have something that brings in a high yield that literally funnels into your bank account. You could use that bank account. It's like, oh, okay, well, these are my assets. I had to first invest into them. But regardless of me failing in trucking, I still have my assets. That's game. Some of y'all, it probably went like, what is he talking about? Because you don't look at the bigger picture. Assets can be very small. Your car can be an asset. At first, it's a liability until you turn it into a business. You can actually take a lot of tax cuts just with your car if you were to do certain things like Instacart or Uber Eats. And dang gunny, I'm putting y'all into too much information. This was just about dating. Dang, I went off the rails. I'm sorry. I went off the rails. This was supposed to be about dating. But the thing about it is being an owner operator requires a whole lot more. And the dichotomy of he has to be the boss, he has to do this. There are a lot of boss men out there with a lot more brain that are company drivers building up a retirement and not gambling it away. A lot of times, a lot of people get into trucking when they're not 21, 22, 23. They get into it. It's their second or third career choice. And so they are literally penny pinching at this point. Now, a lot of truck drivers don't understand that also that, yeah, you could date with another truck driver, but then there's also problems where cheating is prevalent. Which, you know, again, I'm not on the market, so I don't cheat. I don't do that. I have never done any of my exes. They could come up and be like, did he cheat on you? Nope. They'll probably say some bull, but like they could never say I cheated on them. Never would do that because I've been cheated on twice and that hurts. I wouldn't want to do that to anybody. So yeah. When it comes down to the idea of an owner operator, he's got to have a business. He's got to want to travel. I'm going to be honest. I spent 3 days in Puerto Rico with my family. Love them dearly. I spent 3 days. No, I spent a week and a half. A week and 1 day. I was ready to go in 3 days. I was ready to be like, okay, you know what? I came, saw, and that's it. I don't really care about traveling as much. I probably would travel for 3 days to probably Rome, Thailand, and that's all I care about. Other than that, a lot of my stuff can be a weekend trip. And on top of that, it's a weekend trip that I would take with my daughter. That's about it. We go to a museum. But, you know, you have to understand that if you're a truck driver and you're single, doesn't matter if you're a man or female, you have to think about the big picture. That's the problem with dating, is that we're not looking at it from a practical stance. We're not thinking about, you know, as an owner operator, looking at the statistics. Yeah, we want to be the 10% out of that 90 that succeed. But the only ones that succeed is with business knowledge, which she has. She mentioned that she had businesses in the past, which is great. But when it comes to trucking, it's a whole entire different monster. You have to spend I think, how many hours is it? 10,000 hours in order to become a master at something. I truly believe that is true. I truly believe that is true. Because if you come in here, a year goes by and then you want to own a truck, if you succeed, let me know how. But a lot of these owner operators that I talk about that has succeed and failed. So you don't understand. A lot of owner operators, they fail and then they succeed. Some of them go bankrupt. Then they go out, try it again. They succeed. A lot of these people have told me that they had assets. A lot of people that you don't think have money. And they tell me about the assets that they hold that pay for what they have. Man, I could get into this, but I think this is too much game that I gave you guys. This was supposed to be about dating. And this turned into a teaching lesson about how to truly become wealthy, because the objective isn't to drive a truck all of your life unless you like it. I love driving. I don't know if I'm going to do it for like 50 years, but I do like driving. But again, the objective is to get financially free, and that is to create more assets and liabilities within this field. And when I started, I did not have that mindset. She's 24. She created businesses. I believe she's a go-getter. You know, you came into an industry that is predominantly, let's be honest, men. And to come into this industry doing a job like you're doing, I praise you for it. I do. That's fantastic. I believe that is truly equality. And I wish that, you know, female truck drivers don't have to run into the truck stop and run out because dudes are fiending. And, you know, the funniest thing, my friend was just like, he was like, bro, there ain't a whole lot of good looking truck drivers. He was like, bro, pause on that. But I'm like, I was talking to this chick. She was just like, oh, there's not a lot of, not me. He was like, she told him that, yeah, there's not a lot of handsome, good looking truck drivers out there. And, I do have to say it's an industry of a lot of people, but good looking, I wouldn't say so. I hate that sometimes like other truck drivers would be like, you're a truck driver. Like, yeah. Now, I made a TikTok about truck drivers wearing Jordans. Nah, I ain't doing that. I wear my trusty dusty McDusty's 3000. I'm talking about my boots that I bought at Walmart. Man, those things cost me $30, last me 30 years. Now, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I will catch all of you champs in the next one. Peace.